Hi, I'm Jana. I'm one of the trainers here at Mountain Shadows Equine Revival, and this is Phoenix. Phoenix came to us over the summer as part of a court case for animal neglect, and 4 other horses and some goats were involved in this, and they were being kept at one location, and the sheriffs needed to move them and found out about us and asked us if we could watch them for a little while. And so we said we'd do that. We'd happily do that. And so they stayed with us for a little while, and we weren't able to train during that period for a couple months. But then, at the conclusion of the case, the sheriffs opted to surrender them into our care so that we could go ahead and help find them good homes and avoid the auction system. Because we know the older bay mares, and 3 of them are older bay mares, don't tend to do so well at auction and can end up in some not so great places. So we were glad we got the opportunity. When this gal came to us, it was hard to tell how old she is because her teeth are so bad. She went through such a long period, we think, of neglect and not having access to good food or water, and that really did affect her teeth. We think that she's about 15-ish, I think, is where we kind of placed her, somewhere between 13 and 15. So it was unclear a little bit of what kind of training she may or may not have had. She didn't really seem crazy about being around people, but she was just kind of ambivalent. Like, I don't really care one way or the other. She wasn't particularly crazy about being haltered. Sorry, this hay is driving me crazy. We're going to get this hay off you. Hi, lady. I just didn't have very good manners at all. So that was our first thing, was to work on ground manners and respecting people's space and safety stuff. That actually took a little while. She was kind of stubborn in that way, didn't really care to be listening or have much to do with people. So that kind of took us some working through. And but once she got it, and now she's pretty soft, so we can do she'll just kind of go on a nice soft lead. You can ask her in, and she'll stop. So just kind of come around really nicely to being in people world. And then of course we wanted to see if she knew anything about saddles, and so that part of her training. She was kind of ambivalent, just kind of like, yeah, okay, I guess you can do that. So it seemed to be that she maybe had some exposure to saddling previously, but maybe not a lot. Maybe just somebody put a saddle on her. It's so hard to tell when we get these guys kind of what their past experience has been. And again, she wasn't real crazy about kind of doing people things, just kind of, why are you making me do this? But we worked through a lot of that, and now she really likes to move out. She loves trails. She has a lot of fun on trails. When she came to us, she had a lot of scars from an old skin condition on her face and her body, and those have cleared up really nicely with good nutrition, getting her shinier. I can't tell now because she's all dirty. And you can see she's learned to kind of chill out and like human contact. I've been guilty of calling her the ugly duckling because she's not necessarily she's not a big, pretty colored horse. But she has a lot of charm, and I've really liked working with her, and it's so rewarding when they kind of come around and decide to be part of your world. So she's been, I've really liked working with her. She can be kind of cranky sometimes, but she's got a lot of personality, and none of it's mean-spirited by any means. It's just she's got her own opinions about things, but she's happy to work with people, and that's been a joy. fully saddle trained with all her basics. So she's got nice walk trot, really nice stop on a loose rein. She can move her hips and move her shoulders. So she's gotten good on that stuff. I say all kind of your basics. She will sometimes kind of offer a bit of a buck in the lope, going into a lope transition. So that's certainly something that we're working on, is making sure that she's comfortable going into those lopes, and we can do that steadily. And then putting on some fancier buttons and seeing if we can get her doing some nice start to spin, and and part of that, I say, is just being a bay mare. Often it's not necessarily what people think they're looking for, which makes me sad, because it's got diamond in the rough right here. I think should just be really good for somebody. She's pretty safe to be around. My 13-year-old daughter's been on her and had a good time. Was able to handle her well. So I think she could be a really good buddy for somebody. Some of what we found with her is that when her hind end was fairly stiff, and there was a point when the vet was thinking she maybe had string halt, kind of like a tendon in there that had shortened up. And with more kind of pole work, and we have a massage therapist that's been working on her, and then also just a lot of tightness in general. I think she kind of holds on to a lot of tension. And when she's able to let go of that, she can move nicely and that stuff. So I think helping her relax her muscles so she can free up her body. So massage work, certainly, and just building muscle, because I don't think she had much work at all. And so just helping her learn how to use her body in the right ways. So Phoenix is currently available for adoption. She was a bit of a monkey in turnout and injured herself a bit on a fence. And so she's kind of been resting up from that. And then, so she's had a little time off from working. And so we'll probably want to do a little bit of a tune-up on her. And then, she's looking for a home where I think she's much happier in a pasture than she is in a stall, when she can move and keep herself exercised, and just, mentally. So looking for somewhere where she can kind of be in pasture or big paddock. Where are you going? Where are you going, lady? Oh, I see. Photobombing, huh? Me. I would love to see her in a home that loves trails, where she can kind of get out and really use that strength of hers. So I'm probably looking for an intermediate rider. So she is still green, so she needs someone who can kind of help her continue to gain confidence. I think that's a lot of it, gain confidence and just reinforce the training that we've been working on. So that's what I'd like to see for her. Yeah.